I explained, even in my contract, I said that the siding is going to be primed. It comes primed, but it's not painted.
Okay.
I did some caulking on the outside, but usually when people buy a non-economy shed, like if you go to a home improvement store, they will paint it and they'll caulk it.
Okay.
And so that's what I was referring to is I explained that to him that you're not going to be paying for the same thing that I quoted for
So it's not just a discount for the upfront payment, it's actually a discount off the project. Okay.
Right.
But so here's my question. I'm looking at some photographs submitted by Mr. Parker. Y'all live in Oregon, right?
Right.
It gets cold.
Yeah.
Look at those gaps. In the dead of winter, that's going to be terrible, right? That has nothing to do with the quality of materials, right?
Right.
Okay. And I'm looking at the next page, same issue, right? There's holes, essentially. You would agree that that's really not doable if the pigs are going to live in there. Did you bring those issues to his attention?
I did. And these pictures were taken in April, actually. So it's not as though these were just taken. So if you turn to, is it B33, if you turn it the other way, so that's the roof on the bottom.
Okay.
And you see how the tin is cut short on the top? So when water hits that tin, since there's not an overlap, it actually goes right in to the building there. So it's cut like, a half inch too short. So instead of the water trailing down and falling off the building.
I mean, the roof. The roof doesn't match up with the wall.
No, so here's like one end of the roof, and usually you would have it go over. It's actually like this.
Overhang.
So yeah, exactly. So it goes right in.
What about that?
I don't remember that. I had to use a different material because they didn't have the actual, because of COVID and everything else, some of the materials that you normally use, the flashing and stuff, they didn't have. Okay. So I had to use a different
substitute material.
Right. And I don't remember seeing that, and I don't remember leaving it like that.
Does that look right to you?
No.
So towards the end of the project, those were obviously the things that fell apart. They were done quickly. So if you look at that window, you can see that there's a huge gap in the side where the window's actually somewhat, it's not falling out.
Right there?
But it's leaning out. Yeah. There's like inch gaps where he just cut bigger than the window. Okay. So then the way to fix it was to put wood around it that's falling out because the weight of the window is pushing forward.
What about the fence?
Oh, yeah.
The defendant claims that your pigs kind of undermine the foundation of the fence.
Yeah, they're domesticated pigs. They know where their bread is buttered. So they don't try to leave. The issue we've had with the fence, which if you look on the other contractor, it's page 5 of A, he's saying like this was never gonna work. If you go to page 30, it has a picture of what the issue is. Where he frames it in, it's actually relying on the hog panel, what you want to call them, the points sticking up to actually have some rigidity in the frame, but they're not cut evenly, and if you just touch them, they fall out. That's why the other contractor in his bid for repair, he comments on, no, this is falling apart.
You knew, Mr. Beer, that what the plaintiff wanted was to secure a place for his pigs.
Right.
Those pigs. You knew that was the purpose of the contract. It really doesn't have anything to do with quality then, right?
Right.
You have to fulfill the purpose, the object of the contract. And the second thing is, you say that in all your contracts you indicate no completion date. Right. However, you said worst case scenario we'd finish by. Well, that seems a little enticing to someone who might question you about that. Wouldn't you say? That sounds like a guarantee.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your candor and your honesty. We're going to excuse you both now while we deliberate in this matter.
Okay.
Thank you both. The defendant didn't perform in accordance with the object of the contract. And his excuse about giving the plaintiff a discount and that the plaintiff therefore agreed to him doing something less than quality work, I think is untenable under the circumstances.
Well, it wasn't just the quality of the materials, it was the quality of the workmanship. The plaintiff brought in multiple estimates showing that the price of repairing the fence and the shed and bringing it up to par, each of the estimates exceeded the maximum.
Okay, so do we have agreement that the verdict is in favor of the plaintiff?
Yeah, I think the pictures spoke volumes.
No,
The pictures of the fence, not of the pigs.
Right.
Not of the pigs.
And
Thank you for that clarification.
Do we need to get to emotional distress then?
No.
I don't think we do.
So we don't need to get to that.
And frankly, I don't think there would be an emotional distress claim here, but I also don't think that we would need.
Well,
I was going to make an argument for
Oh,
it. but we don't
okay.
need to.
Yeah,
So-
we don't need to. I think ordinarily I would agree, but nevertheless we don't have to reach that.
Then you
in
need
this
not
case,
worry about
we may
convincing
reach
me.
it another.
Excellent.
Okay, we have a verdict. 5,000 in favor of the plaintiff.